Blast me to Bermuda! It's time for the Mad Merlins unboxing of Warhammer 40,000 Command Edition by Games Workshop. Hello and welcome to this Mad Merlins unboxing. Today we'll be taking a look at the Warhammer 40,000 Command Edition starter set by Games Workshop. But first, what is Warhammer 40,000? Well, Warhammer 40,000 is a tabletop game where you build, paint and collect vast armies of heroes, villains and everything in between to do battle in the blighted world of the 41st millennium where there is only war. Before we start, I'd like to give a shout out to Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. His video review of this starter set inspired me to do my own, and he is a great little channel. If you want to go check him out, there will be a link down in the description. Now, before we get into the unboxing, I'll tell you what's going to be happening in this video. There'll be a quick overview as I remove the contents on the packaging. I'll then take an in-depth look on the sprues for you to see everything up close. Then there'll be a quick flick through the command manual and the rulebook. Then I'll explain what a forthcoming Get Started series, talking about how to expand it, as well as my final thoughts and the pricing and breakdown at the end. So, without further ado, let's get started. No cellophane wrap today, just straight into the box. So, first off, we have sprue of pipes, more for the pipe work, the reactor. We have our HQ models, the Primaris Captain and the Necron Overlord. Set of Outriders. 10 Necron Warriors with options for Gore's Reaper or Gore's Flayer. 5 Primaris Assault Intercessors. And 3 Scorpec Destroyers with a Canoptic Plasma Sight. We then have 2 sprues of Ruins. A handy poster insert to keep all your paperwork safe. Bag of 32 and 40mm bases, as well as the one 28.5mm base for the plasma sight. 3 50mm bases for the Scorpec Destroyers. 3 oval bases for the bikes. Bag your dice. Our all important rules and references. A beautifully detailed hardboard gaming board. The Space Marines transfer sheet featuring Ultramarine iconography, Blood Angel iconography, Space Wolf iconography, and Dark Angel iconography, plus plenty of spare numbers and campaign icons. We have a nice photo of the cover work for Avenging Sun, the first book in the Dawn of Fire series. That would look nice, quite nice framed, I think. And last but not least, we have 2 range rulers. Right, I've opened up everything and made a pile, so let's start going through the sprues. First off, we have the Primaris Captain and Necron Overlord. You have a few options for the Space Marine, including head options of bare head, helmeted head, and a raised visor. Basing options of a full detail base with option of a dead Necron or ruin piece of masonry. Or else you have the tactical rock. He comes with a power sword and storm shield. And the Necron Overlord is just the monopose version with the hyperphase glaive and a tachyon arrow. Rather nice crown on his head. Oops. So that's the characters. Next to units, our first unit is the Space Marine Assault Intercessors. These are the push-fit versions. You have 5 models on the sprue, with options to make one model a sergeant, with a variety of equipment. So on the sprue you get 5 chainswords, 5 heavy bolt pistols, 1 plasma pistol, as well as a alternate chest plate for regular or sergeant. You have hip option of a helmet if you go for a bare head, or a chainsword if you go for the heavy bolt pistol and helmeted head option. Next we have the Primaris Outriders. You get 3 bikes, which have lovely detail. You have 3 heads, 1 for each member of the squad. Sergeant has a aimed bolt pistol, while the other riders have chainswords. Get an idea of how they go together. Next we have the Scorpec Destroyers. This is my second unit of them. You get 3 Scorpec Destroyers and the plasma sight, which helps kick them into overdrive, as if Necron Destroyers needed any reason to go into overdrive anyway. And finally for the Necrons we get the Necron Warriors. Pet hair not included. As I mentioned earlier, the kit includes the Gauze Flayer or the Gauze Reaper to equip each model. I will be building mine up with the Gauze Reapers, as I already have 20 with the Flayers. And this will be my additional 10 to make a squad of 20 with Reapers. I will be, of course, doing a video on how to build these in the Get Started series that I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned for that. On the same sprue you also get 3 kinetic Scarab Swarms, 2 of which have a couple of rocks to fly over. And the other 2 just have a larger peg. Now on to the terrain. First off, we have the rather massive Thermo Exchanger Shrine, which is a impressive looking model. Nice detailed dented metalwork. This side's pot mocked with bolter shots and most likely missile damage. You get a section of pipe, control section with power packs and various dials. That look rather nice going with your pipes. Speaking of which, 40k standard issue pipes. These are the updated versions, which have a lot more detail than the originals, although they will look very nice side by side. We have the main generator hub with control panel, and each section of pipe has various other small pipes and cables running across it. There's vents, fans, control panels, switches, and servo skulls. These will be rather nice to paint, as they have quite a lot of intricate detail. And finally, we get 2 frames of ruins. This is the largest ruin. It consists of a double floor section. Each sprue also includes a slightly smaller ruin. They are push fit, so you can easily get them together and on your table in no time at all. But each one has loads of intricate detail. There's pipes, cables, even plug sockets. Wow. I like the nice dented door, like someone's gone knocking with a power fist. Damaged control panels, broken pipes, lights. And quickly, here's the other one. Much more intact door. Nice large Deus Mechanicus symbol, which is on both of them. And these will look rather nice with any of the recent Imperial terrain. It has the same column design that the quick build terrain sets had last year. So yeah, these look really nice built up and put onto the game mat. Speaking of, just adjusting my camera, we get a 22.4 by 30-inch foldable game board in the set. Double-sided, you have your side for your tutorial missions, and then a standard red Martian desert for use on any game. So these would be ideal for combat patrol games as well as kill team, or you get another one put together and have a larger game. Next up, we have the rulebook. This is a 179-page rulebook, and it covers everything. It has the rules for using terrain in your games, all the different phases of the game, what you require to play, dice, take measures, etc. How to forge your army with your detachments, example armies, Matt Hudson's Thousand Suns. And of course it includes rosters that you can print out. There's your missions, as well as the Crusade Force rules, which is very good. I'll definitely be photocopying the Crusade datasheets to use in the future get started videos I'll be doing, as I'll be slowly building the armies from a starter force up to a full-fledged army. Next we get the command manual. This is your get started book. It includes an introduction into the hobby, covering collecting. Let's do that right, that's better. So you got a section on collecting with 2 sample collections, building and painting, as well as information about the Warhammer community page, how to game, and your lore. So it gives you a quick rundown on how the galaxy is faring in the end of the 41st millennium. So you got all about the Imperium, how the Imperium was torn in two, with Imperium Nihilus and Imperium Sanctus, the Cicatrix Maledictum, which starts at the Eye of Terror and rips the galaxy in half. And of course, details all the different worlds in the Imperium, as well as all the different warp storms that are spreading out throughout the galaxy. Next we have a little bit more detail on the Necrons, as well as all the models in the set, all painted up. Information on the Angels of Death or the Space Marines, and again, painted examples of the models. We have all about the Silent King's Silent Kingdom, the Pariah Crusade, and this is the important bit, forging your heroes. This is where your get started journey will begin. So you have what you require to start playing, your armies, building guides. It'll tell you how to build each of the models that are required for a specific mission, for going into the mission, and these are very easy flow missions. They take you step by step through the various stages of a turn. Your first mission will focus on moving and shooting. Second mission will focus on combat, and the third mission, so on, will introduce terrain, help you repeat what you've already learnt, and teach you a little bit more. If you've already got the Elite or Recruit Edition, you will find the first two missions to be very similar, as they are the same against the Swarm and First Contact. It's not until you get to Mission 3 where things start to get a little bit different. Whereas in the Elite Edition you'd had the cardboard terrain added in, this we start using the plastic terrain. So you've got the pipes, and a very basic how to maneuver around terrain, learning about armor penetration and damaged characteristics. Next you learn to build the Outriders, as well as the larger ruins. Then we got Rapid Engagement, which sees the Outriders versus Scarabs and Warriors. So again, it's all about learning combat, and this introduces your morale and combat attrition rules. Next we build the Overlord and the Fomo Exchanger Shrine. Mission 5 is Counterattack, in which you get pretty much all the contents minus the larger models. So you get 10 warriors, the 3 scout swarms on the Overlord and Necron side, and the Captain and the Intercessors on the Space Marine side. And Mission 6, you throw everything on the board. You fight to see who is the better commander. And we got a few pictures on various different chapters of the Space Marines. I'll cover these more in detail in my Get Started series. Again, we've got the Necrons, some different colours of the dynasties. And finally, a final mission, Hold the Center, which you use the full set of models and terrain, as well as the option of adding in some additional new models. Oh look, there they are. So you've got the option of the Heavy Destroyer and Doomstalker for the Necrons, and the Invader ATV and Firestrike Turret for the Space Marines. Then the next steps is download the PDF rules, so you can have that at hand. Also, you can grab the core rulebook if you'd like to look at the history of the Warhammer world a little bit more. This is your place. It has details on every faction, as well as nice galleries of Citadel miniatures painted up by the Heavy Metal team. And finally, you will require your codex and or supplement if you have a supplement specific chapter. Basic codexes will give you your full rules like Angels of Death and Living Metal, and will give you your army list, background, as well as specific rules for dynasties and chapters. And at the very back, you have your reference sheets for your additional models. I suggest photocopying these, mounting on some card, and cutting them in half so you have some nice, easy handle reference sheets. And finally, more reference sheets. Again, I recommend cutting these in halves because A5 is easier to handle than A4. But you get watered down rules for the models in the box. As I mentioned, the rules of Living Metal and Angels of Death aren't detailed on this, but will be detailed in your codex. So you've got one side with the Overlord, Scorpion Destroyers, Polaris Captain and Assault Intercessors. And the other side, you got your Necron Warriors, Canoptic Scarabs, and the Outrider Squadron. So there you have the sprue overviews. As you can see, very easy to understand rules, easy to build models, and 2 compact starter armies for the Space Marines and Necrons. You can of course split this box with a friend, in which case you can easily play through the missions with each other. And if you would like, I am going to be doing a Get Started series. I will be running through the contents of this box by myself, building up 2 armies from starter all the way up to an advanced stage. And we'll be detailing build guides, paint guides, as well as gameplay. So, options for expanding on this set. If you haven't already got Recruit Edition, I do suggest picking that up. It gives you a double up on the Necron Warriors and Assault Intercessors, as well as giving you 2 new characters, the Primaris Lieutenant and the Necron Royal Warden. If you want to go the full route of the Indomitus box, you can get online at GW the Honoured of the Chapter set for £89 and the Royal Court set for £68, which gives you 3 Primaris Blade Guard veterans, a Blade Guard Ancient, a Chaplain, a Justiciar, as well as 3 Eradicators. The Royal Court gives you the Plasmancer, 2 Crypto Thralls, the Scorpec Lord, as well as the Reanimator. So that will give you 2 nice sized starter armies for you to expand from. I might be doing this, I'm not too sure yet. Although there is another route you can go of course the Combat Patrol route. These boxes retail at £85 and contain a compact and themed starter army. You get a HQ, 1 to 2 troops, an elite or fast attack choice, and heavy support. Excuse me. Or even a flyer if you're lucky. The Necron one is one of the better values. I like it because it has a flyer, has the Death Marks, the Necron Immortals, a Overlord, and 3 Tomb Blade jet bikes. There are a variety of Space Marine themed ones. There is a standard Space Marine one, which includes a lot of the Incursors and Phobos patterned armor. You also have the Blood Angel one, Space Wolves, or Death Watch, or Dark Angels, if you want to go down one of those chapters. And of course, like I mentioned earlier, the other way to expand is by getting a codex and or supplement for your army. You'll of course need a codex in order to use a supplement. Pricing of the set. So the set retails on Games Workshop's website for £105, which is great value considering the Necron half, if you bought it separately, would cost you £81. The Space Marine half would cost you £77.25, and the terrain is exclusive to this and or the Command Edition expansion set. So all in all, you're looking at around £213.25. So like I said, this is half the price, and it gives you 2 armies and all the terrain, just enough to get you started. So, final thoughts on this set. It's a great starter set. Not many of the recent 40k starter sets have included such a complete experience. You get the terrain, the game board, and models. Everything you need to get started with by yourself, a friend, or even a family member. The inclusion of the terrain is a good one, because the last edition to include terrain was the 4th edition starter set, Battle on Macragge, which included a crashed Aquila landing ship. And before that, the 3rd edition starter set, which included Black Templars versus Dark Eldar, and included some ruins, trees, and battlefield debris. The models and the terrain are all push fit, meaning you just need to get a pair of clippers to cut them out and put them together. But they are amazingly detailed for how easy they are to assemble. So that's all I'd have to say about that. If you haven't got it, please do get it. It is a great starter set. But like I said, please do check out Winter Disco Tabletop Gaming. He is an Australian reviewer, unboxer, and his channel is rather good. He's got a great range of stuff. He's been playing the game since 2nd edition, so you're going back nearly as old as me, 30 years. Wow. But yes, he's great channel. I've watched quite a few of his videos, and like I said at the beginning, he inspired me to do this myself. I've been meaning to get the Command Edition since it came out, and he gave me an excuse. Also, please do use my affiliate link for Curton Games. Any purchase you make will give a little bit back to me and help me make more videos. Alternatively, you can use the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description down below. If you'd like to see more mad content, you can help the channel by leaving a donation. I will be updating the page shortly and including a few photos and links to the videos. So please like, comment and share. Subscribe if you don't already do so. And this has been Merlin. I'm quite mad about painting. And goodbye.